Hold on, y'all. Let me tap in. Let me log in. My password's wrong. Okay. Let me move the laptop over. Center myself. That's not center. That's more center. That'll do for now. Now let me pull up YouTube so that I can see my comment section. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. Now I got the chat pulled up. All right. I don't actually have anything to talk about, so that means I'm gonna pull up the world news as I do. Oh, I do have something to talk about, actually, a little bit. I got 1,600 followers now. We're getting close to 2K, baby. Y'all know what happens when I get 2K. I'm giving out some money, you feel me? So when I get real close to 2K, like, I'm gonna say like 1950 or something like that, that's when I'm gonna start really making sure y'all understand that you have to watch my videos to win the money, okay? What I do every single time basically is I will like say something cryptic. I'll say something like, hey, comment this. If you're really watching this video, comment something about this. The people that really watch the video, that comment, they will get put into a raffle. If you happen to miss the video, I can't help you. It won't be a live video though, it'll be a real video. And that's how you win some money. So when you see me get 2K subscribers, just know somebody's gonna win a couple $100, you feel me? What's up, bro? You're probably the only person in here right now. Probably. I don't know. People be lurking, so. Ooh, that's good. Let me see what's happening in the news. You're at Joseph's house in Washington? In Everett or not? Big family function tomorrow. World news. A certificate to own a car in Singapore now costs $106,000. I want to know about that. What kind of family function is it, bro? Is it like a family reunion or is it a baptism or what? We do a family reunion every year on my mom's side in September, like Labor Day weekend. And it's like the whole family. The cost of a certificate to own a large family car in Singapore has jumped to a fresh record high of $146,000. The city-state introduced a 10-year certificate of entitlement system in 1990 as an anti-congestion measure. So they stopped traffic by making it expensive as hell to own a car. Singapore is the most expensive country in the world to buy a car. For example, a new standard Toyota Camry hybrid costs around $250,000 in Singapore, which includes the cost of a certificate and taxes. This is about 6 times more expensive than it is in the US. That's pretty crazy, bro. I would literally just leave. Phew. That's pretty insane. This is brother-in-law B-Day party and hella people going. That's lit, bro. That's dope, man. It's always good to be around family. Always good, bro. You gotta treasure those times, man, because it kind of gets to a point eventually. Not everybody. Some people continue traditions on, but like usually the people that start those traditions, like everyone showing up to birthday parties, family reunions, whatever, it was like an older thing where family was like more important and stuff. And as time goes on, less and less people show up to that stuff. And so I used to have a lot of family functions, and now I don't really have that many, man. Like on my dad's side, pretty much doesn't exist anymore. We used to go to Louisiana. I think I told you I used to go to Louisiana for Christmas time, but people in the older generations died, and they were the ones that was really making sure people showed up. So like people started dropping off, and then I don't know. It is what it is. How am I reading these facts? Well, I'm on a subreddit called World News. So I'll put it in the chat. Usually I actually type World News in on Google and I just look at the articles myself. But this subreddit, people will post the news in there themselves, so it could be more interesting than the stuff that I find, you know what I'm saying? So, but to be honest, like 9 out of 10 of these articles in the subreddit are about Ukraine, which is not really what I was looking for. So I'm about to go back to what I did before and just go to like BBC World News. Nah, I'm gonna go to AP actually. I'm gonna go to World News on AP, see what they're talking about. I usually do this at the beginning of my YouTube lives before people get up in here. Keep me occupied until there's some people to talk to. Is the Ukraine war where I'm gonna be at? I don't know, bro. It kind of depends. It depends on what your job is. It depends on how stuff goes with the war. I'm not scared. I'm just wondering. Yeah, it just depends, bro. You're always at the needs of the army. So if they need people to go to Ukraine and your unit is going, like, yeah, you're probably gonna go. But they might need you to go somewhere else. They might not need you to go anywhere. Biden administration will resume deporting Venezuelan migrants. How's Colombia treating me? It's amazing, man. Like, I got no complaints, man. I'm living life, bro. Honestly, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but I had regular expectations. I didn't come here thinking like life was gonna be super sweet and like I was gonna have no complaints. But honestly, I really have no complaints. I mean, I got some complaints, but in the grand scheme of things, no. Like, it's really nice out here. It's humid, but it's not as hot as Texas. So I do sweat a lot. I already sweat a lot. But on top of the humidity, bro, man, like we take salsa classes and like, bro, I literally get drenched up in there, bro. Like it's almost embarrassing, bro, because it looks like I'm like crazy out of shape or something. They probably like, why is this dude sweating so much from these little dance moves? But I just sweat a lot already. So on top of that, it's crazy, bro. And even when I work out, like I get my shirts drenched here, bro. Like not off of no cardio, like off the lifting weights and stuff, bro. Is salsa good cardio to do? It can be. The salsa here is really fast. Salsa caleña is real different than like what they call like salsa en línea. So it's like I don't know if you know about dancing, but if you don't, like regular people that usually dance salsa, they're like going backwards and forwards, right, in a line. But here, it's more spinning and doing crazy stuff. So, have you been at PK? Can't say I have. No, I don't even think I've been to Burien before, bro. To be honest. Oh, you love dancing? Yeah, bro, do salsa. I don't know how much. I can't remember when you ship out, but I got two friends in Washington. One of them is from Colombia. One of them is from Cali, but they're part of a Colombian dance team. And they're really good teachers. And I think they live in Renton, but I think they teach closer to Seattle. Hold on, let me see if they got something online. I know you probably don't got no crazy funds or nothing right now, but still something you could look into. They also do like events and stuff. So if you already somewhat know how to dance, you don't necessarily have to get them to teach you, but you could just go to their events. Sawako. Well, I'm gonna just put their Instagram. But yeah, they used to do this thing. They're probably not doing it now because the weather is not good. But they used to do this thing, and like close to Bellevue, it'll be like Wednesdays at like 6 o'clock, and they'll be like everyone just goes outside. It's like $5 or $10, but you're outside and you just following. It's kind of like Zumba, but it's like Colombian Zumba because it's like their kind of dancing. So I'm looking for a job. I want to be a part of a dance club. And, I mean, they could be the people you're looking for, bro. I don't know how good you are at dancing because they're fire, bro. They're not like, they're not regular. If you click on that page and just look at their stuff sometime, but look at, not like the classes, look at the actual people that lead it. They're like competitive dancers. Oh, you nice like that? Well, shit. That might be you then, bro. Even if you are not on their level, they might have something for you to do. They might have a spot for you. They might have something. That's something to look into, bro. Yeah, Joseph crazy, bro. He's telling me about some stuff today. He gotta chill, bro. He gotta chill. But it's tough though, man. Life's tough. If people are like, you know, disrespecting you, it's kind of hard to just be like, oh, I'm gonna let it go. It's tough, man. But yeah, I didn't know you dance like that, man. That's what's up. All right, let me see. I think I already read this. Three insurance companies for what, bro? Felipe, what's up, bro? How are you doing? I'm good, man. It's about 8:48 here. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I really just got on, but I'm gonna try to stay on until at least like 9:30, maybe a little bit later. Kind of depends. I'm kind of tired today, man. I don't know why. Like, I really didn't do that much besides dancing, but I'm just kind of tired, man. I worked out really hard yesterday. Could be that. ¿Qué más, parce? Nah, bro. Dímelo. Squad. Mike's on his regular account today. No evil Mike, man. Israel arrests Mexican former diplomat wanted for alleged sexual assault. Wow. The official count of disappeared people in Mexico could be an underestimate. All the world news is about Mexico today. That's kind of weird. Getting ready for the entrevista mañana con Dre. Hey, I just say I linked up. I was gonna follow up with that today. I told him I had hit you up and then I gave him your number, but he never said nothing more than that. So I didn't know if y'all had talked or not. I was gonna ask him today or tomorrow. I just forgot. But that's good though. I'm looking forward to that. When you think you're gonna drop it? I know you're gonna do it tomorrow, but you don't strike me as a do it, drop it type of person. I'll be just clicking upload as soon as I get finished. Yes, Mike is here. This Sunday or next Sunday? Alright, alright. I'm gonna be looking out for that. I'm ready for that one. I think that's gonna be a real good one, man. Like I said, he's got good energy. You got good energy. His Spanish is good, so that's gonna be dope. He kind of, I told you we talked on the phone. We actually did like a WhatsApp video call, and he kind of told me his story about how he learned Spanish, and I was like, bro, that's dope. That's super dope. I think Joseph just has soft food written on his forehead because, yeah, they he be getting pressed. I don't know why, bro. Every time he tells me the story, I'm like, dang, bro, I can't believe that happened for real. Anyways, bro, this is so cool. How many Spanish speakers in here? That's awesome. Yeah, man. You know what? Like, there's a lot of people out here learning, man. There's a lot of people, and it's really cool. And every day, I meet someone else that's learning, so it's dope. No me digas, por favor. Okay, bro, I won't say nothing. It's a good story, but I'll keep it to myself. We can talk about it afterwards, or I'll comment on the video when you drop it. Quiero averiguar toda su historia mañana. My lips are sealed, bro. Don't even worry. I can't find my wallet. That sucks. Hopefully nothing important is in there. But then I would have to ask you, why don't you have anything important in your wallet? Why do you have a wallet? Tough. I don't know how this always happens. It'll be like nobody in here, and then everybody jumps in at the exact same time. It's kind of creepy, bro. It's kind of creepy. Rolando, you seen anything interesting in the news, bro? ¿Qué tomas? Natural, bro. Maracujá. Super, super good, bro. It has something else in it too, but actually I can't remember. But the main fruit, maracujá. What else was in there? I'll have to look at my order. How am I supposed to eat clean when those guys got Eggo waffles in the freezer? Hey man, you don't have to eat clean all the time. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place for treats. I try not to get caught up on uh I try not to get caught up on like I don't know, feeling bad about eating a certain whatever. Like I just try to generally be consistent with eating good foods. If you go off the rails, you just do it, go back to your normal life. But you know, stuff happens. Just that earthquake that hit Morocco like a month ago. Yeah. You see, in Iraq, like 100 people died at a wedding. Might have been 150. It was a lot. Hey, Mike, Jaden promised to learn Portuguese in 3 months. I did say that. I did say that. You know what, Felipe? I need to message you on Instagram. I need to give you my number so you can like text me on WhatsApp and just be like, hey. Or you know what? You can text me in Portuguese. But if I don't have something holding me accountable for Portuguese, I'm definitely not gonna do it because I'm around zero Portuguese speakers. So I need something to like just remind me for the day. Because what usually happens is stuff like this. I get on here and I see Felipe and I'm like, oh damn, I didn't do no Portuguese stuff today, bro. I haven't done no Portuguese stuff in 2 months. So I need a text that forces me to try to learn. You can make it as complex as you want. Send me a message on Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever. And I'm gonna just be like, I don't know what this means, so I need to study a little bit more. That's what I need right there. Any crazy or interesting stories since last live? When was my last live? Sunday? I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. I have to think a little bit. But nah, I just been dancing, working out. Will is attempting to teach me. Oh, my Uber crashed. Darius, good call. Bro, I was I was I was in the Uber with Will on the way to the barber shop, bro. And this Uber he was doing Fast and Furious, bro. He thought he was Vin Diesel. And he was whipping fast. And to be honest, like Will said it was the dudes behind his fault, and that's what the Uber driver said too. But he was going so fast, and he thought the dude in front of him was gonna stop at the yellow light, or he thought he wasn't gonna stop. My fault. I said it wrong. But he hit the brakes, and so then our dude had to like literally hit the brakes as hard as possible, and then we just felt like, and like this dude's motorcycle hit the car so hard that it got stuck into the car, bro. And so I actually uploaded a video on Instagram. Will don't have a car, bro. Lots of people here don't have cars. Yeah, I uploaded a video on Instagram. It was weird. I never got into a crash on Uber before, and Will hadn't either. He was really just like, this is the first time this happened to me. And I was like, you know what? It's my first time too. Like, I don't even know like what to do, because we were sitting there, bro. Like the police came and stuff, and I was just like, do we stay in here or do we like call another Uber? Like I actually don't know what to do. Like I literally never thought about my Uber crashing before. So that was semi interesting. But yeah, Lewis, like lots of people here don't drive. There's lots of cars on the road. There's lots of motorcycles, but like the U.S. is real like highways. You can't walk in a lot of places, and like you kind of just like need a car for a lot of stuff. And it's not like that here. How about taking a taxi moto? No, bro. I don't think I would. Funny enough, though, my wife sent the dog to go get a wash and a haircut, and they were like, "We're gonna come pick him up," and she was like, "Oh, that's weird. I thought I had to bring him." We were walking back from a restaurant, and she was like, I had this like weird feeling. Like, what if they pick him up on a moto? And I'm like, they're not about to do that shit, bro. And I'm like, even if they did, they would have to have like some secure way. Bro, this dude he pulled up in one, bro. He had like a box, like I don't even know, not a cage, but like a box that he put the dog in. I was like, damn, the one time your anxiety was correct. Still at 425, I'm gonna add 10 pounds next week. You can do it, bro. Just remember what I said. Take appropriate jumps up to the weight. But also, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, do some work around, you know, 80 to 90%, depending on how good your form is. I don't know how good your form is, but just get, I would say maybe, let me see what 85% is. So somewhere around 360, you could get some sets of doubles, triples in, try to get like, I don't know, somewhere between 8 and 15 total reps, however you can. So put 360 on, maybe do, 4 sets of 3 if you can, if it's not crazy, which I'm sure it's not. Do like 4 sets of 3. That's good work right there. That's gonna help you get past 425. But if you feel comfortable just putting 10s on, go ahead, do 435. Also, there's like some kind of salsa festival happening right now in Cali from the 4th to the 8th. So, I'm gonna go to that tomorrow or Saturday at the latest, and then I'll try to get some footage of that. Random question: do you feel any physical impacts of aging? We're around the same age, and I hear so many people saying we're too old to work out intensely. I feel low key better physically now than. That's a tough one. I don't know your physical history, but I have been an athlete in some fashion basically my entire life. And like literally in my earliest memories, I was playing sports. Whether or not I was good at them is a different question. When I was very, very young, I wasn't the greatest athlete, but from, a lifetime of playing basketball, a lifetime of running, I got good. And okay, yeah, same thing. Well, the thing is, what happens to most people is they have those backgrounds and they stop, right? So you're an athlete your whole life. You either don't make it to college or you make it to college, but you get done where you get done, and there's a big gap. People are not working out from, I'm just gonna say 21, and something happens and they get older and they're like, I need to get back into fitness. I need to make sure I'm healthy, whatever. And they just remember that they were an athlete and they try to work out like that. But you can't do that. You're either gonna pull something or you're gonna feel shitty. Um, and that's the thing. People don't remember that when they were 16, they might have been doing two-a-days. They were living their sport. So you could do a lot more work because you had built a base for it and you had taken yourself up here. But when you stop working out, you came here, but you try to do the same work as when you were 18. And I even fall into that trap sometimes. I don't run like that anymore. But when I go to the track or if I go running, I think of my workouts when I was a college sprinter, bro. I'm like, oh yeah. 8 to 12 200s at this pace would be good. I might be able to do it for one or two, but I'm like, oh, this was a mistake, bro. Like, I'm not 140 pounds anymore. Even if I was, I'm not doing that work on a weekly basis to be physically prepared for it. So, to really answer your question, I slightly feel the physical impacts of aging just because I could do a lot more work when I was younger, but I don't know if it was more so because I was younger or because that was literally the only thing I was doing. I was a kid. I didn't have work. I didn't have to wake up any earlier than I needed to. I didn't have stress in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, but outside of that, no, I feel great. I mean, like, not in this very moment, this isn't the strongest I've ever been in my life, but overall, I'm at a point where I'm the strongest I've ever been in my life. In the best overall shape I've ever been in my life because I built myself up to this. Like, I got injured a couple months ago, so it was a little bit of a setback. So I can't say, like, today, this is the strongest I've ever been. But overall, like I said, this is the strongest, best shape I've ever been in. But it's because I continue to do stuff. And I always have. I've never taken a break from working out. Like, this is just my life, you know. So I don't know if that was a good answer to your question or not. I prefer dumbbell press over benching. Nothing wrong with that. If you don't, lots of people develop shoulder injuries from barbell benching if they don't have really good technique. So, Jalen, you should try the NFL Combine. No, thank you. No thanks. Okay, like, all right, bro. Makes a lot of sense. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, bro. I'm just in it, bro. And then, you know, that's tough too. I mean, I've trained people and I've been a coach for like over 10 years now, I think. If not 10, very close to 10. But in the beginning, it was tough for me to relate to a lot of my clients, bro. Because, you know, they want to hear like, oh, well, how did you get back into working out? And I'll be like, oh, I never stopped. Like, this is like what I know, bro. Like, I don't know. My dad, if any of y'all follow me on Instagram or like if you follow my dad on TikTok, like my dad is like strong as fuck, bro. My dad benches 405 and he's like 55 years old, if not a little bit older. And so growing up, I watched my dad get up and work out every single day of his entire life, bro. And he still, to this day, has not stopped. He's like very prideful. He takes a lot of pride in the fact that he works out every day. And like, he's got it's like a running joke. It was real annoying to me because I lived it, but other people think it's funny. But my dad would like bust open my door at like 7 a.m. He'll be like, I was training while you were sleeping, and he'll just close the door and I'll just be like, bro, why you wake me up for that shit, bro? Like, and he still does that to this day. Like when we go home, or if I go visit my family, he comes in the house and he's like, oh, y'all were sleeping? I was training. I'm just like, we don't care, bro. but that's what I grew up with. So that was normal to me. I didn't think, oh, this is weird that I'm working out every day. I'm like, oh, that's just what you do. Like, this is good. It's not causing me any harm. It's only making me feel better. Like, so, but yeah, I can't watch his TikToks, man. It's too corny for me. But he's got like I think like 70K followers on there. He's like low key a TikTok celeb in the army and stuff. So they did an article on him and like one of those newspapers. I can't remember which one, but just because he has such a big following and he's still in the military and stuff. So I look like an NFL linebacker. I don't know about that one. Felipe, it is 9:08 at the moment. I won't lie, I feel weird after not working out for a week. Sometimes you have the drive to stay in shape, and a lot of people don't have that drive to work out. There's no need to. Yeah. I'm gonna link you and Mike Ben's comments because you're talking about the drive to stay in shape. And he said, do I think staying in shape is easier for some people? I absolutely think it's easier for some people. Because like I said, that was my life, right? I think it's like I had to learn to, I'm not gonna say I had to learn to empathize. I could empathize, but I had to actually realize that my clients had a tougher time with working out than I did. And I actually had to like come to a place where I'm like, yo, I actually got respect for y'all. Like they would say they had respect for me. They're like, man, you get after it every day. I actually see you in here doing it, blah, blah, blah. But I would just be like, you know what? Like, this is not challenging for me because it is my life. Like, I've literally done it since I was like 4 years old, bro. I've just been working out. So, kind of like what Darius said, if I didn't work out, I would feel weird. So, in that sense, it's not as difficult for me to work out as it is for one of my clients that has never worked out for 20 years of their life and they're trying to get into the habit and I see them do like a full year of being consistent. I'm like, that's crazy, bro. Like you really made an entire life change and you really stuck to it. I don't think what I do is as impressive. I know someone would look at me and say like, oh, you lifted 700 pounds. That's impressive. That's fine. Or, oh, you can do this. You can box this long. You can whatever. That's true. I'm not like taking credit away from myself. But I think what they're doing is harder is what I'm saying, if that makes sense. So I like working out even when it's tough. When it's not tough, like I just enjoy moving. There's people that have never done it and they don't enjoy it. And that's tough. And I always try to get people to find something that they do enjoy doing because people think weights are the only way to work out. Like Mike, you play tennis. That's activity. You don't have to go in a weight room. Like, yeah, lifting weights is cool. It definitely helps with your bone density. You want to be strong as you're getting older. But like weights are like a relatively new invention. Like people were not lifting weights in ancient Greece. Like they were just doing what they did. There was physical training, but people ran. They did calisthenics. They wrestled. They had, whatever ball sports they had. So that's like my controversial fitness opinion. I'm like a weights dude. And I'm always telling my clients, like, bro, you don't have to lift weights. Like, I want to train you in here, but if it's gonna be hard for you to be consistent in the weight room, but you would love to play tennis every day, you would love to go on hikes every single day, do that or mix it up. Do a combination that you can actually be consistent with. But I definitely think staying in shape is easier for some people. I don't know if that's a great answer, but that's the answer I have. I stick to pull-ups, push-ups, light dumbbells, hiking, running, and playing tennis, and I feel great. Saw my dad doing these and do this in the 70s, walking to the store miles away from his house. Yeah, man, I don't know if you wrote that before or after I just said what I said, but that's basically what I just said. Yeah, like you definitely don't have to be squatting 400 pounds, deadlifting hundreds of pounds to be like in shape. In shape is a relative term, anyways, right? It's kind of subjective. It depends on what you're doing. And if you're just if you're just trying to feel good and be healthy, you don't need to do crazy shit. They were carrying massive stone blocks in ancient Greece and Rome. Yeah, but carrying a stone block is not the same thing as doing bicep curls or doing squats. Like there's doing something to do it, and then there's doing something with a purpose, right? So I don't know if y'all know the whole Milo the Bull story, or Milo and the Bull, whatever the fuck. You know, the dude that carried the fucking baby bull up the mountain, and then he would do that every day, and so he got. It's like the story of progressive overload, right? Eventually, he got stronger and stronger, and you know, because the bull was growing, and he had a full-grown bull on his back. And in that story, he was doing that to get stronger. But are you carrying a massive stone block to take it somewhere? Or are you doing it to get your legs stronger? And either way, that's still not the weight room. You can go fucking pick up a stone outside right now. So that's my point. You don't actually have to go sign up for a gym membership to stay in shape. Spartans were literally ripped off carrying rocks and eating like once a day. Um, Maybe. You know, there's a lot of storytelling around Spartans and a lot of these cultures, but we don't really know what they look like. Like, I'm sure they were in shape, but when you say ripped, most people are thinking about like some 170-pound dude with muscles and eight packs and stuff like that, like the movies, right? But I bet you they didn't look like that. You could kind of think about like construction workers and people that have a physically demanding job. You know how you look at them and like you can tell that they do stuff, but they don't look like fitness models. You know what I mean? That's probably what those guys look like. They probably look like they were very functional. Ironically, though, I love watching bodybuilding and powerlifting. Russ Swole, Russ Swole is a tank, bro. For some more irony, I don't like watching that stuff. I just cannot get into bodybuilding. Powerlifting, occasionally I watch it. I just can't get into it, bro. It's too long. It's too boring to me. And it's weird, right? Because I coach so many powerlifters. But even when I have to go coach my powerlifters in person at meets, I'm just like, this is insane, bro. Like, a meet should not start at 10 in the morning and end at 6 p.m. or something. This is crazy, bro. Axa says sup. Nobody says sup back. Crazy. Opinion on steroids depends on what opinion you're looking for. Anti-woman crew, hell yeah. Hella chauvinist, misogynist, all kinds of stuff up in here. Yeah, it depends on the opinion you're looking for. For regular people, for athletes in tested sports, I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're asking me. I think I have a lot of opinions on it, to be honest. Would you ever consider doing them? Is the risk versus the reward? Is the risk versus the reward in your professional? I think you missed a word there, but I think you're asking, is the risk basically worth the reward? It depends on what you're doing, man. There's some things that you're. Oh, okay, yeah, I figured. It depends on what you're doing, and it depends on like how much you care about the potential side effects of whatever. You know what I mean? And some And some things like bodybuilding, right? No matter what anybody tells you, no matter like what they try to sell you, bro, you cannot look like those dudes on the stage without drugs. Like that is just the hard truth. Um, and so if that's what you want to do in life, you have to take them. And if that's what you care about, if you want to be Mr. Olympia or you want to be known for bodybuilding in your city or whatever, and you're okay with maybe damaging your liver a little bit or your kidneys or, potentially taking a couple years off your life, I don't think it's that bad. I think they really get demonized. But to me, even outside of bodybuilding, let's just say sports, right? The whole argument against them in sports is like, oh, well, we got to protect the health of athletes and this could potentially damage blah blah blah. Bro, what athletes do you know that are good anyways? What athletes do not have a list this long of injuries, bro? Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, all these people, they tear their Achilles, they damage their ACLs multiple times, their shoulders are all messed up, like they walk funny when they get old just because they're playing like 82 games a year, or they're getting fucking in the NFL, you're getting your head clapped even with the helmet on, like you're getting CTE. I don't know if you guys ever seen the studies, but basically, if you make your high school football team, you almost guaranteed have CTE. When you get to the NFL, it's like 99%, I think. 99% of people in the NFL get CTE. So, to tell those guys, we're protecting your health, it's like, well, sports are not about health. They're not about health at all. And that's why I tell people that are trying to be healthy, they're like, oh, well, I wanna work out like DK Metcalf. I wanna work out like Kobe. I'm like, do you want to be a professional athlete or do you want to be healthy? Because they don't go hand in hand at all. You cannot tell me one good athlete that has not seriously torn up his body, because you're literally trying to be the best in the world. You're working out maybe 3 times a day, 2 times a day. You're doing way more activity than a normal human being would ever do. Running marathons and stuff like that. That shit's not healthy, bro. And so, to me, my opinion is just that shit's just part of the game, bro. Even in tested sports, like people really think like, oh, my favorite athlete has never been caught, or literally never been caught. So I think he's clean. And it's just like, bro, like it's kind of disrespectful to say everybody does it. But I'm just gonna say, like, anyone that's worth something in the sport, I guarantee you they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, because sports are so rough, man. They're so rough. And all people know is steroids, right? And that's how a lot of them get away with it. They'll say, I've never done steroids in my life. But steroids are this class of drug on a big spectrum of performance enhancing drugs. Anabolic steroids are a specific type of drug. But, peptides, SARMs, EPO, blood doping, like you don't have to do steroids. Human growth hormone is not a steroid, it's a drug. It's a, you know, it's a performance enhancing drug, but it's not a steroid. So people think like, oh well, he's an honest guy. He said he's never done steroids. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he's never injected himself with that. That doesn't mean that he's not taking something else. There's a peptide called Endurobol, and it's basically it's kind of tough to describe, but they were trying to make something to cure diabetes, and what they ended up doing was making it so that you changed your fuel source from fat to no, sorry, it's that you change your fuel source from carbohydrates to fats, and it gave these people incredible endurance, right? And so up until like 2014, the testing people didn't know it existed. And when it first like came out and they were like, okay, like this is banned, hella people started popping for that shit. Like hella cyclists and runners and all kinds of, they still do, but it was a lot back then. And so you gotta think, that shit existed for a long time already. and they just decided to ban it. People were doing it. They might not have been taking steroids, but they were doing that. Are they clean? Are they natural? No, they just were doing something that they didn't get in trouble for. Pre-workouts, extreme amounts of caffeine so that you can lift something that you've never lifted before. Why is that not considered performance enhancing? If it's not enhancing your performance, don't take it then. Why are you taking it? Exactly, right? People take protein, creatine, they take all this stuff, but if you cross right over here, it's like, this dude's a bad person. Like, no, like they're all different classes of stuff. Some stuff is a little more harsh for your body than the other stuff, but to me, it's all the same stuff. I'm not saying steroids are the same as protein, don't get me wrong. But what I am saying is everyone's trying to increase their performance, right? That's what I'm saying. Some people are going a little extreme with it. And like I said, a lot more people do it than you think. What I like to look at is the sanction list for our country. I'll send it to y'all. USADA sanctions. And you'll look at this list and you'll see the most random people getting in trouble, bro. You'll see some dude in kayaking that's taking anabolic steroids, and it's like a dude in kayaking was taking steroids, bro. Let me read y'all just a couple of the first people that pops up. Nina Kelly in judo on September 19, 2023 got suspended for 2 years for taking anabolic steroids. Alyssa Wilson, track and field. Oh, she just got a public warning. Whatever this substance is, it must be like medical or something. So she just got in trouble, but she didn't get suspended. That's cool. Oh, let's see. Paralympic cycling. Katrina Brim, she used insulin. Taekwondo, Lindsay Corrigan. She refused to take a test. That means you don't want to take a test and get in trouble. That's a valid method, so no one can ever say that you took steroids. Just refuse to take the test. You get kicked out of the sport, but you could just be like, I didn't feel like taking it. And no one ever knows what you did because you didn't take the test. Let's see, what other weird sports do we got on here? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, testosterone, Paralympic snowboarding, refusal to submit sample collection. Again, you know what I'm saying? These people are in the Paralympics, bro. Insulin is banned? Hell yeah, it's banned, bro. You know what? Insulin is something that a lot of bodybuilders do. That's how they basically like override the system and get bigger. Bro, there's a lot of stuff that's banned that you probably don't know is banned. High amounts of caffeine is banned too. But caffeine, you piss that out so fast. Like, you would have to take whatever caffeine you're taking, like, right before you took the test to get in trouble for it. But I remember when I first became a Division I athlete, we couldn't drink vitamin water. And they would tell us, too, they would be like, hey, don't take this pre-workout because it has this much caffeine. And if you take a test, you'll fail it. And I'll be like, bro, we can't take caffeine. And they'll be like, no. So that was done. They might have taken caffeine off the list. I will have to look at the list now. Table tennis. Why are you taking steroids for table tennis, bro? Come on, man. Let me see if I see anything else weird before I close this out. Cycling, mixed martial arts, bobsled. It's all, you know what? Girls are smart. It's always girls that are like, I'm not gonna take the test. They just refuse to take it. Dudes take it knowing that they're on like 5 different drugs. I don't understand. IV infusion for para track and field. You can't do IVs in most sports. Wrestling, DHEA, rugby, Adderall. That's what I'm saying. All of this stuff's banned. But you know, people do it. I'm late. How's everyone doing? We're doing, bro. We're here. We're conversing. We're talking about the most random stuff ever, like normal. You know. Have you ever heard of yerba mate? Of course, bro. Mate is like the official drink of Argentina. I also drink it just because I just like it. What does insulin do to make it a performance enhancing drug? Tough to say, but basically, try not to go into like a fucking science lecture. You know what? Let me see if someone did explain it to me like I'm five. Blah blah blah. Of course, it's all like for diabetes. I'm trying to give you a good answer without taking like 30 minutes to explain it. Let me get you a why do bodybuilders use insulin? Okay, this is a pretty short answer, I think. Bodybuilders use insulin because it forces glucose and nutrients into the muscle cells. It increases glycogen, which is muscle fuel storage, and makes muscle breakdown more or less impossible when combined with anabolics. So, you know, that's important. That's an important part of recovery, right? You know, you go to the gym, you break your muscles down, and let's just say you went super hard on squats today. You're like, my legs. I need to take the day off, maybe 2 days off from my legs. If you were using insulin, that recovery process would be basically there is no recovery process, which means you could go back and hit legs tomorrow. Now, if I get 7 days of legs in and you get 2 days of legs in, who you think is going to be stronger at the end of the year? Who you think is going to have bigger legs? Another random question before I head out. Let's say in the future when you have kids, your son comes up to you and tries to buckle you and fight you at 16 years old. What's happening? Um, you know what? I really can't see that happening. Okay, yeah, your second comment. Do you think that's even happening if you have a solid relationship with your son? I legit would never lift my hand to my pops, but it's because I knew he would kill me and I respect him. Yeah, I'm thinking about my dad. I wouldn't even fight my dad now, bro. But I think with a good relationship, that would be impossible unless they had mental issues. Like, I'm older, I'm outside of the house. I don't have to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am to my parents. I just respect them and I love them. And they taught me to do that. And I have a level of respect and admiration for them that I want to address them as sir and ma'am. And I don't want to talk back to them. I don't want to, you know, I would never think about lifting my hand to my parents. But they treat me with respect as well. So that's the thing. I wouldn't be doing anything that will make my son want to do that. I would raise him with respect as much as I can, and I would never disrespect him. Now, if he's getting mad or something, that happens. Like, I wanted to, as a kid, I wanted to fight my dad just because he would take stuff away from me, or I would get in trouble and I'm like, I'm about to run away. I'm about to smack my dad and run out the house. But I wasn't actually gonna do it. I was just a kid and angry, you know what I mean? Same, bro. We're always better, mano. I agree, man. Yeah, man. It sounds like you came from a good family, bro. And that's tough, bro, because a lot of people don't come from good families. So that's hard, man. I try to have a lot of empathy for people that were raised in like crazy dysfunctional households and stuff. Like when I hear people talking crazy to their parents, like it kind of triggers is not the right word, but I'm like, yo, what in the world? Like I get crazy and uncomfortable, bro. But I have to remember that they don't have my parents. So I'm just thinking of talking to my parents like that. And I'm just like, nah, never, bro. But everybody didn't get raised in the same household. You probably answered this before, but how do Hollywood actors gain and lose weight for roles like someone like Jonathan Majors, who looked incredibly swole for his role and was skinny before? There's a couple different answers. I'm not gonna take the lazy route and just say performance enhancing drugs. I will say if you're under the guidance of someone that knows what they're doing, none of that stuff is that difficult. Like, so whenever my clients like do something positive, like lift a crazy amount of weight, lose a crazy amount of weight, gain a crazy amount of weight, I always tell them like, you're the one that put in the work. And I'm not like saying that to like be like fake humble and get them to say like, no, it was all you. I'm literally like, you're the one that put in the work. You just really didn't know how to go about it before me, right? Like I told you, like to me, what you were doing on deadlifts, in my head, it sounds insane because I have so much experience and I know not to do it. But at this moment, you just don't know. You work with someone for 3 months or something and you make an insane amount of progress or whatever, and you say like, damn, I really didn't know what I was doing before. And so a lot of people, they see someone do something else and they think what they did was outrageous or incredible, but it's just like you just don't have the knowledge to do what they did, but you definitely have the capacity to do what they did. Like, if I could put pictures on here, I would. I left when I got done running. I would say like I was like 155 pounds. I went from like 155 pounds to like 175, 180 in like a summer, bro. Just eating and lifting. And because my body fat was so low when I was skinny, because I was a runner, I might have put on a couple percentages of body fat, but I gained so much muscle that I was shredded, bro. Like, and people was like, bro, did you gain like 50 pounds or something? I'm like, nah. But like, my frame was so much bigger. I still had crazy abs and everything because, bro, I was like, I had no fat on me. I was like 140 pounds. So I gained a little bit of fat, but I gained so much muscle. Literally just eating and working out. And so, people see those kind of transformations and they're like, oh, I need your routine, bro. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing crazy, bro. I'm just squatting, stuff like that. How much do I weigh now? I don't have a scale here. I would say I feel I feel like I'm like 220-ish. But someone did tell me on Instagram I look like I'm losing weight. I was like, probably, bro. Like the food out here is like real whole, good, natural juices. I like there's not really crazy like Doritos and shit everywhere. Like, bro, I used to get like mad chips every day. I would get chips on my lunch break. I'll get chips on the way home. I'll get 2 bags of chips so I can have a chips at nighttime. So I'll eat like 3 bags of like either Doritos or a different kind of chips almost every day. So I'm basically not eating snacks right now. I'm eating real food. I don't have a car out here, so we walk to certain places. I still work out, so I don't know exactly how much I weigh. But I was like 222 or 223 when I left. It hasn't even been like a month. So, but I assume I will lose more weight as I stay here. For most of the time that I've been closer to this size, I've been like 210 because I used to compete at 211, and I forced myself to try to get up to this 224 class, but it's really just hard to hold on to this weight. I don't like feeling this heavy either, so I don't really mind losing the weight. Well, like a yo-yo dieting, horrible. These bodybuilders that do these intentional, sloppy, dirty bulks, and that goes back to what I was saying about it not being about health. One of the books I recommend people read is Why Diets Make Us Fat. And to basically give you a quick breakdown of the book, your body has like a set has a set weight, right? To your physical body, losing weight is not a good thing. Like never. It's not part of our survival instincts. If you're losing weight, before we had these sit down civilizations, you're dying, bro. You're starving. So it always has a defended weight that it tries to keep you above. It will basically do whatever it takes to keep you above this weight. And so when you go under here and you look good for your photo shoot, for the wedding, for whatever, and you fall off your habits and you go up here, what you do is you raise this, which is why people get older and they keep gaining weight, right? You do this, and you raise this, and you raise this. And so that's how people yo-yo. And so the hardest thing when I get a new client and I tell them, we need to do something that we can do the rest of your life. And they're like, well, no, I wanna go super hard in the beginning and I wanna just get here and maintain it. And I really have to walk them through it. And I'm like, okay, what do you think that means? How would you maintain it? And they're like, I'm gonna do 2 days to start, and I'm gonna blah blah, I'm gonna get down to 180. And I really have to like draw it out, or I have to do it with my hands like I just showed y'all. If you're let's just say this is your weight, this is your level of activity. You're doing 2 days, you're lifting weights you never lifted before, you're going on a run every single day, whatever. You just lifted your activity level, right? And your weight's going down. The if you keep eating the same amount of food and you keep this activity level here, then this is where you'll be at. If you raise your activity level, this will happen. But like I just said, you're going super hard. It's not something you can do the rest of your life. So what happens? They're like, I can't keep doing these 2 days every single day. I'm gonna cut down to once a day for every day of the week. Your activity level's dropping. Of course, you're eating the same amount of food. Your weight's gonna go up a little bit. I'm just getting overwhelmed. This is so much gym. I'm back in school. I gotta do this. The activity level's going down. And you get right back to the same spot. That's why that's kind of what I was saying about the actors and stuff. It's pretty easy to do something and just get there. If you want to like lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, that's whatever. If you want to gain 30 pounds, that's whatever. But at the moment you stop doing what you're doing, you start going back in the other direction. And if it's the case of gaining weight, like I said, you will always end up heavier than you were in the first place, which is why people yo-yo. Have you ever heard of the idea that children of parents who survive famine are likely to be more obese? Yeah, that's a real thing. It's called epigenetics. If you look at Pacific Islanders, Samoan people specifically, their distant relatives had to make these long journeys on boats because they had no idea where they were going. They just would hope that they would encounter another island. And the biggest people survived. And so to this day, they're huge. And that's not like a disrespecting. I'm really not trying to fight no Samoans. But they're huge. And I was in Washington, so I had a lot of those clients, and they would tell me like, I want to be 150 pounds. And I'll be like, ma'am, no disrespect. When was the last time you were 150 pounds? And they'll be like, I think like in third grade. And I'll be like, yeah, like you're a grown woman. Like we can get you in shape. We can make you the best version of you. But there's like some stuff that's not realistic. If you like, not realistic and safe. So those people are definitely affected by their ancestors, and you will affect your descendants with the stuff that you do today, the food that you eat, the activity that you do. It's not a coincidence. And some of it is obviously like, if I know about weightlifting, if I know about track, I'm gonna be able to teach my kid weightlifting and track better than you can, right? But also, I did it. It is in my genetics. It's not like a direct thing, like, oh, I did weightlifting, my kid's automatically gonna be great. But, there's a reason that you'll see like some dude go to the Olympics and they'll be like, his mom went to the Olympics, his dad went to the Olympics, and his kid is a 5-time national champion. Like, it affects the next person for sure. Great stream, bro. Very insightful. Hey, thank you, bro. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Last question: what's been your worst experience with a client as a trainer, and your best experience? It's tough for me to just pick something at the very worst and very best, but I can tell you my worst experiences were always people that didn't want to accept reality. I can think of a specific lady from Ukraine. She was big, but she was strong, bro. She, even when I met her, she told me like, "Oh yeah, I've always been strong. Like my husband that I divorced, he put his hands on me and I beat him up." And I was like, "Y'all fought?" She's like, "No, he hit me one time. I beat the shit out of him." And I was like, "I believe it." She was like 5'10", like diesel, bro. And I was like, "What the?" But she came from a culture where being skinny was beautiful, and she was like really hell bent on being skinny. And someone in her past told her if you lift weights, you automatically get bulky. And she literally was like, "I refuse to lift more than 2.5 pound dumbbells." And I was like, "What?" Like, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with her today. I'm gonna try to get her into a flow, and then just be like, "Don't you feel like you're doing nothing? Let's step it up a little bit. Let's grab the fives. How much can it hurt you to grab the fives?" And yeah, something. She was in a she just refused. She was like, "I'm not lifting more than 2.5. I don't want to have huge arms. I don't want to look like you." And I was like, "You ain't gonna look like me. You can't lift the ways I lift, first of all." And I always try to tell people, I'm like, look in the gym. Look at these skinny ass dudes that have been coming here for 3 years trying to get swole. You think you about to touch the 7.5 dumbbells and just turn into Ronnie Coleman, bro? If it was that easy, there would be no little dudes in the gym. It takes a lot of work to gain muscle, actually. And so she would not accept that shit, bro. She would not accept it. Everything she wanted to do was like the dumbest shit ever. And I try to it. If they don't exactly want to do what I have in mind, I'm like, "Okay, tell me what you like to do. I'll make something out of it." And she was like, "I just want to, just do 2.5s and kind of like yoga." And I'm like, "Okay." But then like I would try to help her with her food. Then I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna have to really attack the food because you're not doing shit up in here." And she was like, "Well, no, I have to eat this because I'm Ukrainian and this is the meals that we eat and blah blah blah." And I'd be like, "Okay, well, you're literally not changing anything. Like I don't understand what you think is gonna happen if you literally live the exact same lifestyle. Like, why are you paying for me?" Like, I don't care about money that much, bro. I don't want to sit in a session with someone that's not trying to work hard or not trying to do what we're supposed to be doing. I'm like, bro, just like get another trainer or cancel your training thing. Like, I don't want to sit in front of you and we just do nothing, bro. Like, that's weird. And so her and a few other people kind of like that were trying to be like the boss. I'm just like, then just do your own thing, bro. Why are you trying to pay me to not listen to anything that I say? That's weird to me. And the best experiences I've had, man, is just like, honestly, it's outside of training. I've had a lot of young dudes, and not even just dudes, just not even young people. I'm gonna just say people. I've worked with a lot of people, and the people that they were before they really tapped into their physical strength and all the things that they could do with their body is a different person than they came out on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like they became more confident. A lot of times, like, I don't know if it's because of me or it's because they're already improving themselves, but like they start working out and they want to read more too. They're like, I'm trying to improve everything. Like I feel good physically. Like I want to read books. I want to learn more about this. I've had a handful of clients. Dakota, he's been on here before. They start off as my clients and they become trainers. That's the dopest shit in the world to me. He's a cop now, but he was a trainer for a long time. So that's the kind of stuff I like. I've had a handful of people that have learned Spanish because they were my clients. And they're like, oh, well, I want to do that too. I'm like, oh, shit, okay, I'll tell you exactly how to do it. And they go on and do that. So those are my best experiences, not necessarily exactly what they do in the gym. Like if anyone follows me on Instagram, you'll probably hardly see me post like all my clients like working out. They might even tag me. I don't want it to be like, oh, he only posts this dude because he's super strong, or he only posts her because she has abs or something. So sometimes I repost their stuff, but a lot of times like I'm just like it's really not about that for me. I like that they make their improvements in the gym, like obviously. But like I said, just seeing them become totally different people, that's super dope for me. Not necessarily like, oh, I changed them, but I was there while they were doing it. You know what I'm saying? I had a hand in their journey. So I love that. Seeing that improvement has to be rewarding for you, satisfying for sure. Yeah, bro. Seriously, that's like, I love it, bro. I love it. But that's why I do all this stuff, man. Like I said, if I could help anybody with anything, I love to do it. I got like the most random people ever that hit me up on Instagram or comment on a video here, and they'd be like, "Yo, 3 years ago, like you said this on a video, and that made me do this, and I learned Spanish after that, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, I didn't necessarily help them with anything along the way. It might have just been like one little thing I said that they like really took to heart, and blah blah blah. So that's why I do all of this stuff, man. You never know who you gonna help, bro. So I've had a lot of people that have helped me along the way with a lot of stuff that they probably don't remember. You know what I mean? Someone says something and you're like, damn, that's some real shit. Mike, you already know. I give Mike his props all the time, bro. Anytime I talk to anybody about Spanish, I'll be like, yo, I was already learning. I was already headed in that direction, but seeing Mike's shit from like nothing to where he got to, I was like, this dude seems like he's smart, but it's not like he did like some crazy shit that I can't achieve. Like he put it all out there, and I'm like, yo, like he really just was talking, and he just like got to this level, and that really made me feel like I could do it, and I did. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I always give Mike his props, because I don't know exactly what would have happened if I didn't stumble across his channel, but I did. I stumbled across his channel and it helped me. So that's what I'm saying. You never know who you're helping. That's what I always tell Mike too. Y'all probably heard me say it before, but I text Mike every once in a while and I'm like, man, you need to put some stuff up, do a live or something, man, because you never know, man. It's not an obligation. You don't have to, but there's so many people that be looking out for Mike's stuff, and I'm just like, I'm gonna try to get him, bro. I'm gonna try to get him back on, but I don't know if I can. My channel will be dead. It might be, bro. I thought she wasn't coming back ever at one point. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I had looked at your channel and I was like, damn, it's actually been so long that he might never make a video again, bro. So, hey, I'm happy that you're making content again, bro. But, if you don't, I get it. This shit it's time consuming sometimes, man. And it costs you some brain power too, bro. You gotta think about the content you're gonna make and stuff. There's been a handful of people I followed that just dropped off one day, never came back. I always talk about this dude on here, Marshall Powell, bro. He was like from Seattle, but he came to live in Colombia for like 6 years, bro. One day, cause the protest had popped off in Cali a couple years ago, and he kind of freaked out. He said he was leaving, went to Mexico, he came back. And then he was like, actually, I'm gonna go home. And bro, literally never made a YouTube video again, bro, ever. I had checked that shit, bro. Even sometimes I still just go in, let me see, maybe he came back. I think it's been like 2 years now. Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, you think loneliness got him? Yeah. I don't wanna, this was on his Instagram. I don't wanna like put none of his business out, but when he had came back, because I was like, not being a creeper, but I was like, maybe he posts on Instagram or something. Like, I'm trying to find some content. I went on his Instagram and he went to like the Seattle Pride Parade and he like made a post about, you know, his sexuality or whatever. Maybe he was uncomfortable here. Maybe he wanted to come home and come out or whatever. I don't know. But whatever. That's his life. If he's happy, he makes government videos. I don't know nothing about that. But yeah, the content that he made when he was here, it was it was great, man. He would like Mike, you already know. He would like go out and stream. He was doing like a thing. Actually, that's kind of where I got the idea one time from. He was like doing like a stream marathon where he would live stream every single day. Um, no, Rolando, you talking about somebody else, bro. You talking about I can't even think of his name. You talking about the black dude, SBK Lifestyle. Talking about a white dude in Seattle. Yeah, man. Like I said, kind of, kind of sad, but you know, I guess he just didn't want to do it. Yeah, I used to watch SBK too, bro. I was literally just telling Axa about this super funny memory I have from one of his videos, bro. He was in Merida and he was talking to like a street vendor and he was like, what's your kid's name? And the dude was like, Mijo? And then he was like, oh, Mijo? Okay, nice to meet you, Mijo. Because he didn't really speak Spanish. And that shit was so funny, bro. And I was like, yo, I don't think nobody ever told him what Mijo means. But like, that shit was hilarious. And then he just bounced out to Africa, deleted that channel. And yeah, Rolando, yeah, you're talking about SPK. Now he makes like, I don't know, clickbait kind of stuff, like trying to go like viral content by talking about like controversial topics and stuff. It'll probably work out for him. It's not the stuff that I would want to watch. But yeah, Mike, that was definitely an era. I think there's a lot of people that try to do it now, but they don't got the sauce, bro. It's something's different, bro. But yeah, I feel the same way. That's how I felt when I was watching Dre's channel. I was like, yo, this feels like those old days, bro. He was really just going through the city, talking, flowing in and out of English and Spanish, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I can't really see myself doing that. So I love to support someone else that really is trying to do it. And I mean, like I told him, if he when he comes back, I'll be in those videos. I'm just really not trying to make them. I'm not trying to hold my camera up and do all of that shit. Oh, he's definitely gonna blow up, bro. That's what I was trying to tell him too. I'm like, bro, do the interview with Mike. It's gonna be a super good push for your channel. And you know, when someone has good content like that, it's literally just a question um, of time and people seeing it, right? Because like he has such little subscribers right now that no one ever sees this shit. And so, yeah, he just needs some exposure. One algorithm boost. Especially like my most viewed video, which doesn't have that many views, but it's still my most viewed video. It's like a video just where I talked about how I learned Spanish. If he ever makes a video like that, because he's gonna get enough people watching his content, they're gonna be like, yo, your Spanish is hella good. How'd you learn? After he gets enough people asking that, if he makes a video about how he learned Spanish, because his story's super cool, like I said, I'm not gonna tell you, but his story's super cool. That video will probably actually I think your video like that is probably your most viewed video, huh? Because I remember one time I think I was looking for the title, like a good title for my video, and I was just trying to see what popped up if I typed in like how I learned Spanish, blah blah blah. I think I saw your video and I was like, damn, I didn't know he had this many views on this video. 400K views. That's crazy, bro. I think my shit got like 15 or something. It ain't nowhere close to that. But you know what's starting to happen, bro? I was telling Axel about this. It's kind of weird. Like that video really didn't have that many views. And then like, I would say like probably like right before I moved out here, maybe like a couple of months ago, somebody commented on it, and I was like, oh, I forgot I made this shit, bro. That shit's from like 2021 or something, bro. Because it was like a year. It was like when I was like a year in or something. And someone commented on it, and they're like, oh, this is great. You got blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, whatever. I replied, and then like every day someone comments on that video, and like recently, in like the last like month, like since I've been here, it's gotten like almost 5K more views, bro. So I don't know. The algorithm and all that stuff's weird. That's why I don't really be looking, bro. I just be posting stuff, and sometimes someone will comment on something. I'm like, bro, how did you even find this video, bro? I literally forgot I made this. This girl commented on a video today. She said she's married to a Venezuelan dude. And I guess I made a video like intermediate mistakes you might be making or something. I literally don't remember making a video, bro. But she commented on that, and I'm like, that's weird. Like, I wonder how she stumbled across this video. 448K, bro. Bro, I bet you at some point that shit's gonna touch 1 million, bro. I legit look forward to Dre's videos dropping. Yeah, facts, bro. He's in Dallas right now, I think. But he said he's coming back over here. We need to all three get together, bro, and do some crazy shit. I don't know what, but some crazy shit in Cali. Yo, Mike, do you read books in Spanish or not? I know at one point you probably did, but I'm saying like outside of like learning. Because one thing about being here, it's a guy down the street. And he's got like a book stand. And I just bought this book off of him yesterday. I'm like, yo, like, I actually don't have to go somewhere and like look for books in Spanish now. Like, he had like, man, I can't even describe it. He had all kinds of books, and he was a super well-read dude. Cause I'm like, what you think about this? And they just started telling me about the book and stuff. And so I'm like, I actually can read a lot of books in Spanish now. I need to step my game up. Every time I think like, oh, my Spanish is pretty decent right now, I talk to somebody and I'll be like, what kind of conversation was that, bro? As often I would like to, but yeah, I'm reading the story of immigration that an El Salvadorian wrote probably once every 2 weeks. I read the news in Colombia a lot. Yeah. The news in Colombia is definitely good to read. Oh yeah, bro. It's basically like it's like a 50-50 for me right now, bro. I have like a real good conversation, and then I'll talk to somebody about something that I was not expecting to talk about, and it's just a lot of, I'm like, okay, there's actually a good amount of vocabulary that I don't know, bro. Like, especially like everyday stuff, you know what I'm saying? Someone's talking about some fruit around here, or like, I don't know, just anything kind of local, and I'm just like, bro, what are you talking about? And then you gotta ask about that, and that leads to talking about more stuff you don't know about, and I'm like, damn. But it's all good. That's why I'm out here. Shit, it's fun, man. It's fun. I like feeling like, yeah, exactly, bro. I was just about to say what it really is that yeah, if I'm talking to like someone like Will or my dance teacher or something, somebody that like I'm cool with, I'll be cool. But that's why I be telling people. That's why you actually have to talk, bro. Because you start talking to someone random, or you talk about a subject that you're not super comfortable with, and your heart start going a little bit, and you start like, damn, why did I pronounce that like that? Why did I say that word? I never messed up that conjugation and stuff like that. So that's why I be telling people, like, just go out in the field and talk, bro. You're gonna make hella mistakes, but that's just the game. Then, yeah, I can't imagine calling parents, bro. You know, at one point, I had watched someone's video and they were like, you know, if you really want to work on your Spanish, just get a job at a call center in Spanish. And I'm like, bro, that's a horrible idea. But I was thinking, like, hella Indian people and people in those countries be having those call center jobs doing it in English, even if their English isn't good. Like, they just struggle through the conversation. That probably makes their English hella good, bro. But um, no, I don't think I could do the call center, bro. I'd probably break down. I was like, no, I can't do this. But but like I said, man, it's fun just being out here talking to mad random people. Some people talk so fast out here in Cali, bro. It's crazy, and especially like if they're using El Voceo and they really got a Cali accent, bro. It's kind of tough sometimes, not gonna lie, cause they don't be saying S's sometimes. So they be saying like, vos a ver. Like instead of vos a ver, like vos a ver. Oh yeah, yeah, no, no, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. You know what? I got like a lot of experience with Puerto Ricans, so it's a little bit easier for me. But Dominicans, I'll be like, ooh, don't know what you talking about, dog. You know what, bro? You would get. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. It it seems like it would be tougher, but it's actually a little bit easier once you get the hang of it. Because if you're doing like um if you're doing el voceo, like the word doesn't change that much, right? Like instead of saying me dices, you say me decís, but decís is like real close to decir. Like it's not really that far off. And then so I'm trying to think of like other stuff where the conjugation changes real hard with the do form, but it doesn't with vos. But like oh, like siéntate, right? They say sentate. Well, here they say sentate. I know in other places that use voceo, sometimes they don't put the accent, they don't put the strength on the second part, but here they do. But yeah, it's just a little weird. It's if you don't have experience with it because you know you get that's what makes it difficult speaking to different people, right? You get used to a certain like intonation and like rhythm, and so it kind of throws you off if you talk to someone that doesn't have that. So if you get used to how they talk and you get used to it, well, say, it's not that bad, but it is a little bit weird. Just especially like I said here, because they put the accent on the second part. Like even in the video where the Uber crashed, Will was telling me to get out and film, and and he was like, "Bajate, bajate, filmas." And like I was like people were replying and they were just like, why he say bajate like that? And I'm like, oh, that's how they talk here, bro. Like bajate. So it's definitely different. I think though the craziest thing about them is they're so good just because that's what they do. They're so good at juggling through usted and vos. Like I don't understand how they can like how they store all of that shit. Even I remember there was one point when I was first learning that I just told Will, I was like, bro, can I just not learn Usted, bro? Like I'm just really trying to I'm trying to get through now, bro. Like I'm trying to just talk. But I would say here, I mean I know it's the same in a lot of other countries too, with a lot of native speakers. Like it's like kind of necessary to speak with usted. Like if you're at a business or something, you don't really like they're gonna talk to you with usted. You don't really want to be talking to someone older than you or someone that you don't really know like that. Like saying through, especially not saying vos. Like vos is definitely you know with confidence. So it's different, but like I said, they're hella good at juggling it. I'm not. Every time I try to talk to somebody with usted, bro, I give them like three ustedes. They get like, ¿Cómo está usted? They get maybe two more sentences, and I'm like, I'm going back to two, bro. This is too much. It's just like in my head, anytime I hear like certain verbs, I think he, she, bro. So I'm always like, especially when they're talking to me, you know what I'm saying? They say something, and I'm like, who said that? And I'm like, I said that? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I hear Dijo, bro. I hear Dijo, and I'm thinking of somebody else. And I'm like, oh, somebody said that? I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, you talking about me. But like I said, they talk like that a lot out here. So I'm being forced to deal with it. Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying, bro. It's definitely unconscious. I'm not just like fuck this. I'm not gonna say usted to them no more. It's more just like I'm so used to talking with dude, like because nobody, really nobody in the United States uses usted like that, and unless maybe they're like in some kind of business shit. But it's not like it's not very common, and no one really thinks anything if you don't use it. I remember one of the first people I had a conversation with in Spanish at my gym. He he actually was just like he wasn't like scolding me, but he was just like he was like, "How old are you?" And I told him, and he was like, "Okay." He's like, He's like, "But if you talk to somebody older than me, you might want to say it was that." And I was like, "Bro, I'm just trying to talk, bro. I don't have it down like that yet." He's like, "No, no, I got you." He was like, "None of the kids here use it." He was like, "But back in Mexico," he's like, "if you would have talked like that, they would be mad at you, bro." And so he was one of the first people that was kind of like telling me that people here, like kids, don't learn how to say. Well, not here because I'm in Colombia, but kids in the United States don't really learn how to talk usted. And so, like I said, my whole journey was just through. Will would try to get me to learn usted, but I'll be like, nobody uses that shit here, bro. But now that I'm here, I'm like, fuck, bro. I should have put more time into that shit. But I do it. I've been doing it. It's just tough, bro. Cause like I said, those conjugations are kind of like burned into my head. Like I said, I hear dijo, I hear iso, and I just think of someone else. I don't think of the person I'm talking to, or I don't think of me when they're talking to me. They say iso, right? I'm like, who? Who did that? So, damn, this chat got active. I was gonna stay on until 9:30 or 10, and it's 10:10. I don't have nothing to do. I'm just saying. Spaniards say that usted is super formal. They feel weirded out. I mean, call usted. It's not surprising. There's a Yeah. It just depends on what culture you're in, man. It's just there's a part of Colombia, I can't think of where. It might be in Bogota. But I had to actually look it up because our old dance teacher was telling us, she was like, "Oh yeah, like where I'm from, hella people say it's dead," but she was like, "And there's some people that say su merced," and I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "For real?" I had to look that shit up. I thought she was kind of playing at first, but there's people in Colombia that do that, bro. I'll send y'all a little article about it right now. Say I know I'm not a liar. Hi, Mike. Good to have you in here, bro. I'm probably about to get off of here soon, but I did tell Axel I would get off at 10. I really don't know how many other people are up in here, so assuming that it's just Rolando, I'm probably about to get off soon. Rolando, how's your grammar stuff been coming along? Did you ever get that book? I know you said you was gonna get a book. Did you get it, or are you waiting to get it? All right, I might get off of here at 10:15. That gives me 3 minutes. Oh, you just be listening. I was wondering if you're still in here or not. I've been working through the loose grammar. I don't really know what that is, but I assume it's good. Is that like French, like the Rus, or is it the Ross? La Rouse. I didn't have much to contribute. I bet you did. But nah, I appreciate you listening, man. Next time, you just need to decide the combo topic, bro. You just need to come in and just be like, "What do you think about this, bro?" Timmy is an average kid. Last updated in 2010. I feel like that's recent, bro. My mom did tell me about Stead when I was a teen, though. When you were a teen, I feel like that's too late, bro. See here? That's what I'm saying. The little kids. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why that late now when I was a kid. Yeah. The little kids here, you gotta speak to your parents instead. Like, you'll get smacked in your mouth if you say through. Book Will name sounds like it's from the 1800s or something. It probably is, bro. That's how they be talking here. Mad old and proper. Timmy is an average kid. Another cool thing about being here is that everything's in Spanish, like all the TV shows. But I did find a way to put English voices, like for Law and Order. I don't know if I told y'all this. For Law and Order, bro, I freaked out, bro. I was like, nah, I need to see if you can get the original audio. And I figured it out too. You can put the original audio on shows if you want to. So only for Law and Order and The Mentalist. When that comes on, I put on the original stuff. Only because I know what it's supposed to sound like. But everything else, I let it play in Spanish with the dub. Dubs be trash, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, y'all. Oh wait, I'll make you miss your childhood in Mexico. How long was you in Mexico as a kid, bro? Did you live there? Or did you go in the summers or what? And how much do you think that helped you with your Spanish? Do you feel like you were ahead of kids that didn't go to Mexico but speak Spanish? I used to watch the equivalent of America's Funniest Home Video. I cut on all the time. I'm gonna have to see if that plays on the TV. To answer your question, I spoke it very fluently with my primo out there. You lost it, but okay, but you didn't tell me what age it was. I'm trying to piece it together. How old were you and how long was it? And like I said, do you think that it put you ahead of maybe kids your age that only spoke Spanish in America? I think it's pretty normal to lose it if you're not using it. But like I said, that's even like I would say my level of English used to be higher because I used to have to do public speaking stuff. And I used to work on saying certain words and stringing certain sentences together. And now I just kind of don't care because I'm not doing that stuff anymore. So sometimes it's like my brain is trying to wire a sentence together and I'm like, nah, I need to say something more simple. And I just say like some dumber shit. Just because, like I said, I'm just not practicing speaking a super high level of English with like crazy vocabulary, you know what I mean? So definitely if you don't do something for years or something, that shit definitely fades. Visited out there between ages 5 to 7. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I've heard some horror stories of kids going to Mexico and just maybe not having great Spanish and then having to figure it out because that's all they could speak out there. That's kind of how it feels here, bro. Like, literally, you don't got no choice, bro. They just don't speak English out here. I had an Uber that was practicing his English with me, and my dance teacher actually, she told us today she could speak a little bit of English because she took like some classes for a year. But 99% of the people I run into, bro, zero English, which is cool because like it forces us to speak in Spanish. So, but yeah, that's the best way right there. Get to hear so much new vocabulary. You get to, stumble around and have people fill in words for you, and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's what you call it. Okay, I didn't know that's what it was called. Like even in weightlifting stuff, which I'm more familiar with, there's just still so much stuff that I don't know. Just, there's like there's common terms that lifters will use, uh, like I'm trying to think of something that lifters would know, but it's maybe not like common vocabulary, but like straps or wraps or something like that, right? Not the last session, but the session before that, I was asking a dude, like, yo, like, I was asking him for some athletic tape, actually, but I realized he didn't have athletic tape, and I was just like, damn, like, how do they say wraps out here? I didn't really know how they say like the wrist wraps, like we use cloth wrist wraps in weightlifting. And I was like really struggling. And I just was just like, and he was just like, so I'm like, oh, yeah. I didn't know. Like, I know what that word is, but I didn't know like what they would call raps. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have none, so that was even worse. But I was like, don't worry, bro. I got some at home. I'll bring them next time. I just hoped y'all had some. All right, y'all. For real, it's 10:19. I'm 19 minutes past the time I said I was gonna stay on here. I just be staying on when the conversation is good, cause it's fun, man. It's fun. But about to get off. About to watch some Netflix. And I will catch y'all. Tomorrow's Friday, so I can't promise I'm gonna be on here, but I'll be on here Sunday for sure. I'll give y'all a little warning again, but I think maybe tomorrow. We'll say tomorrow's a maybe. We'll say Sunday for sure. So take it easy, y'all. Peace. Thanks for coming on.